Good evening and welcome to FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Brantley Kike.
And I'm student meteorologist Jennifer Collins. And we had a beautiful day across FSU and the Tallahassee area. It was nice, warm temperatures outside.
Yeah, I woke up this morning very surprised at how warm it was. You know, we did have a forecast for some cloud cover, but that really quickly moved away and allowed temperatures to warm up a little bit higher than what we expected to. We saw temperatures today into the upper 70s across most of the area, so much higher than what it normally is this time of the year. So, you know, just a roller coaster of temperatures in the past week or so.
Yes, it is starting. It is starting to feel a bit more like spring with those temperatures in the higher 70s. I think today's high temperature was about 78 degrees. So feeling a little bit towards later spring-like temperatures, but overall nice and beautiful. I knew I felt very comfortable walking across campus. I was a little sweaty when I got to class, but it was kind of nostalgic.
It didn't help either that our air conditioning was out, you know,
no.
in some of our classrooms today. So the first warm day is when we're really feeling it out there.
Yeah, we haven't opened the windows and let a cross breeze go through. But overall, I mean, with these temperatures, we're going to see throughout the rest of the show just how much ranging of temperatures there are in the country. Some areas are below zero, while other areas are seeing to the 80-degree mark.
Yeah, that is just a wild ride as far as the temps go. I mean, just a week ago, we were seeing temperatures into the upper 20s, and now we're up in the upper 70s. So, you know, it's just going to be back and forth for the next few weeks here as we get into the middle part of spring. We do have a temperature outlook coming up here on our show for the next 10 days, so we'll have a look at that for across the country as well. But for now, we're going to have a look at what's coming up with Michael at the wall.
Yeah, thanks Brantley and Jennifer. It was a really nice February day out there, and we're finishing it off with this absolutely gorgeous sunset over Doak Campbell Stadium. Currently 73 degrees. We got up to 78 today with those mostly sunny skies. So very spring-like out there and very warm. I actually have to put on the shorts, I think, tomorrow. But tonight, 56 degrees will be our low. And similar to the last few nights, have to deal with some areas of fog possibly in the morning. That's because of that southerly wind coming off the cooler waters of the Gulf of Mexico. But for your 3-day forecast, Wednesday and Thursday, similar to today, where temperatures will warm up well into the 70s, might get close to 80. Changes start to come Friday as a cold front does move through our region, so temperatures will be knocking down back into the lower 70s, and then we'll be in the 60s by the time we get into Saturday. But your headlines for the rest of the show: fog the next few mornings due to that southerly wind. We'll have those above average temperatures in the short term, but rain chances do return starting next week. But for now, I'm going to send it out to Jennifer with a look at our first local forecast.
Thank you, Michael. And as we look out at the FSU weather stem, we're looking at a beautiful end to our day, looking at the sunset across Doak Campbell Stadium. We do have those mostly sunny skies, and temperatures are very warm across the area, and overall we're feeling very nice to end out our day today. Temperatures around 73 degrees. We are looking at some partly cloudy skies. However, most of the area does have clear skies with that southerly wind bringing in a little bit more moisture for us. Across the region, though, we are looking at temperatures in the 70s for most of the Big Bend, 68 degrees, however, in Perry, and 62 degrees along Apalachicola. They are the cooler spots. However, it is feeling nice and warm and beautiful outside across the Big Bend region. We do have a bit more higher dew points, which is the reason why we saw some fog earlier this morning. Dew points are in the 50s as well as some 60s across the map. So with these higher dew points, it does feel a little bit more moist when you head outside, although with this little bit higher moisture, it does feel fairly comfortable when you walk outside. The reason why we have some higher dew points is because of this high pressure system that's situated in the southeast. It is bringing that clockwise rotation, clockwise flow into the region, giving us southerly winds in the Big Bend area. We do have some pop-up showers as well in the Mississippi River Valley as a result of this too. So across the Big Bend region, winds are out of the south, ranging from about 2 to 7 miles per hour across the region. So nice calm winds, not bringing us a lot of that mixing in the air. So we do have a little bit more humidity as well with these southerly winds. The radar is staying very clear across most of the region. The rain is off towards the west of us. So with these clearer conditions, we'll keep this going throughout most of the night tonight. Tomorrow morning, we may see some fog across the region. Looking at the national radar, that high pressure system is situated in the southeast, giving some pop-up showers in the Mississippi River Valley. Our next rain chances aren't until next week, when another low pressure system will start to move across the country into the region. So we will see those rain chances well off into the future, but this weekend should be nice and comfortable. For tonight, though, it's 52 degrees in Monticello, as well as 52 degrees here in Tallahassee, 55 degrees in Apalachicola. Temperatures are going to stay a little bit higher for tonight, and with temperatures so close to the dew points, we may see some patchy fog across the region, so that is something to look into for tomorrow. Your day planner, when you wake up tomorrow morning, 58 degrees. Expect some fog in the regions earlier on in the morning hours, but by the time we get around 8 or 9, we should see those start to die off. Heading into noon, 72 degrees will stick things mild, and then by the afternoon, looking at temperatures in the upper 70s across the region, so it is going to be another warm one as we head into tomorrow, feeling like spring across most of the region. Looking at your week ahead, keeping with sunny conditions for the next 2 days, 77 degrees, as well as 79 degrees for Thursday. That's the next time we'll see that higher temperatures in the region. 79 degrees. It's going to be a warm one when we head into the weekend, but a cool off is in the picture around in the upper 60s for most of the area. However, the lows are staying in the mid 50s for the rest of the week. I'm actually going to pass things off to Brantley right now for a look around the southeast.
Thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, we're taking a look here, a little bit broader view across the southeast, but just check out those temperatures first. Thursday, getting close to the 80-degree mark. That is going to be a very warm one, a very above average for this time of the year. Our temperatures right now, though, are pretty warm across all the southeast. In Texas, we are seeing temperatures in the 70s and 80s right now. Up in the Midwest, we are seeing temperatures dropping now down into the 30s and 20s, hitting that freezing mark right where that blue line starts. And we are seeing temperatures drop down to the 60s for the northern parts of the southeast, like Atlanta and Little Rock, and temperatures going to keep dropping tonight, but also very damp outside, and that's why we have these high dew points. 63-degree dew point in Tallahassee, 70 in New Orleans over there. It's very swampy conditions for Louisiana right now. Shreveport up to 64, Jackson up to 66. These high dew points also going to help keep a lot of moisture in the air, which could cause some problems as far as fog is concerned going into the overnight hours. Clear conditions today for most of Tallahassee because of this high pressure system sitting over Florida. This high is driving these clockwise winds off the Gulf. So we are starting to see a southerly flow for places in the western Florida panhandle over to Louisiana and Texas. Meanwhile, the east coast of Florida seeing winds generally out of the northwest. So much different winds there for South Florida right now. Right behind this high, though, we do have another low pressure system. That's going to be our next system coming over to bring us some rain. We're already starting to see some rain showers there and some heavy cloud cover over places like Texas and Oklahoma. And that's going to be moving into the picture for us in the next day or so. But for now, most of the rain seems to be situated over Alabama and Mississippi. We are seeing some heavier pockets of rain as well there. Some of the reds and yellows there showing heavy rain, but not very organized thunderstorms right now. Just some showers moving through, and those will die off once the sun sets and we go into the nighttime, helping lose some of that daytime heating that is fueling some of those storms. But going into the next couple of days, tomorrow we do have a marginal risk for severe weather in this green area for places like Dallas and Memphis. The yellow area, though, a slight risk for severe weather, and that's because, again, of that low pressure system that's going to be moving through. So timing it out here with our futurecast, we see the next 48 hours starting tomorrow around 10 a.m. is when we start to see those pockets of thunderstorms blow up in places like Arkansas and Louisiana and Mississippi. Some of those storms could become severe as we go into the late afternoon and early evening hours. And by Thursday morning, we do see a line of storms forming there, like a squall line coming through. And that's when we have our highest risk for severe storms. And those severe storms could also form out in front of the line as well. So we're going to keep a very close eye on that going into tomorrow. Meanwhile, tonight we do have temperatures dropping into the 50s. That's also pretty warm for this time of the year as well for North Florida. 52 for Jacksonville and Tallahassee. And then for places like Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, staying in the 60s because of all that humid air helping trap in some of that warmth. Tomorrow, another hot one is in store for us as far as this time of the year is concerned. Temperatures generally in the mid to upper 70s all across the southeast, 80s as you go into South Florida. Now we're going to take it back over to the desk with Jennifer and Michael.
Yeah, thanks, Brantley. You saw all those warm temperatures out in the southeast. That's going to be the main story going into the rest of the work week.
Yes, we actually have some chances for breaking records across most of the southeast. Yep. I know that a lot of areas don't really see such high temperatures into like the upper 70s, low 80s for this time of the year.
Yeah, and it was pretty similar to last year, where a lot of us in the southeast had that record warm February, starting off pretty similar for this year in February for 2019.
Yeah, the reason why we're having such higher temperatures is because we do have that high pressure system that is off into the southeast, giving us not a lot of rain or even some cloud cover across the area, which is allowing for temperatures to heat up.
Yeah, all those storm systems that you saw, they're staying up towards the Midwest and Northeast because of that high pressure system. So for tomorrow, across the southeast, some of the records that will be challenged. Atlanta, forecasting 70 degrees. Record is 73, set back in 1999.
Yeah, we may have the chance of getting those temperatures up higher. I know Charleston, their record is 78 degrees. Tomorrow they're only forecasting for 74. Some areas around Charleston may hit close to that record mark, but other areas might not. Jackson, Mississippi also had temperature. Their record set was 78 degrees. They're forecasting for tomorrow to be around 75, so aiming fairly close to that temperature.
Yeah, and Thursday is going to be the warmest day of the week by far across the southeast. Atlanta forecasting 76,
wow,
smashing that record of 72 set back in 1937.
Yes, and heading into Charlotte, North Carolina, they're also, their record was 74 degrees. They're actually forecasting 77 degrees for North Carolina at Charlotte, so they're actually may see a break in that record.
Yeah, so it's going to be warm across the southeast until that cold front does move through on Friday.
Yep. As I take things over to the wall right now to take a look at the national, we actually have other places. The southeast may be warm, but other places in the nation are actually quite chilly. -3 degrees right now in Bismarck, North Dakota, as well as -1 in Billings, Montana. So temperatures are very cold across most areas of the northeast. A bit some snowy conditions in Minneapolis with that 9-degree temperature. Very comfortable conditions across the western portions of the country, about 50 degrees for San Francisco as well as 55 degrees for Los Angeles. They did see a lot of rain heading into yesterday as well as some snow in areas of the higher elevations in California. Very warm temperatures across the southeast. We actually can see that that cold front moving across the country right now. In Oklahoma, this is Oklahoma, we can actually see where that cold front is. Temperatures to the north are very, very low behind the cold front, 33 degrees for Ponca as well as 32 degrees for Enid. And heading on more towards the south, we actually have very warm temperatures. 73 degrees in the 70s for the southeastern portions of Oklahoma. So very, very warm temperatures in the southeast. We can actually see where that cold front is right now. We can also see it in the dew points. Dew points well towards the southeast are very high, into the 60s, some 70s across the map. But heading behind that cold front, that's where we're seeing the lower dew points, into the 20s as well as into the teens for some areas as well. So we can actually see exactly where that cold front is, and where the rain and mix of snow is, that's where that low pressure system is, bringing that cold front across the region, which is the reason why we're seeing some moisture across areas of the Mississippi River Valley heading into the Ozarks as well. But that high pressure system once again dominating the southeast. And more towards the west, though, we do have that low pressure system, which is bringing some rain across most areas of California, even some snow in the higher elevations, which is kind of interesting to see. Across the northern portions of the country, however, they're staying with those snowy conditions. In the southeast, we do have some pop-up showers and storms across areas of Mississippi heading into Alabama. So overnight, we will see these storms moving on more towards the east, giving a lot more rain for the areas of the Mississippi River Valley. And into the northern portions of the country, places like Wisconsin heading into Minnesota are seeing the snow across most of those areas, and even some mixed precipitations for areas of Illinois heading on into Iowa as well. Into the west, though, we do have those rainier conditions across areas of the southwest. We even see some snow in the higher elevations as well. Most of the country is still seeing a lot of winter weather across the regions. We do have winter weather advisories across most portions of the United States, heading on from Wisconsin all the way to California. So we do have those winter weather advisories, as well as some wind chill warnings as well. Winter storm warnings across areas of the Four Corners into Colorado and Utah. We even have a lot of wind chill advisories as well into the northern portions of the country. Most of Montana is covered in a wind chill advisory. They'll see temperatures into the negatives heading on to tonight, so that is important. Make sure you don't go outdoors in those type of conditions. Flood watch for portions of the Ohio River Valley as well. Ohio heading on to Indiana, as well as most portions of Kentucky, are in a flood watch for those areas, so they will see a lot of rain heading on to the next day. Your storm outlook for tomorrow, we do have a slight chance for severe weather heading into tomorrow for portions of Oklahoma, heading into Arkansas. For your temperatures for the rest of tomorrow, we're looking at negatives for the northern portions of the United States, but that southeast, we'll have those very, very warm conditions. I'm going to pass things off to Michael for a look here more locally at Tallahassee.
Yeah, thanks, Jennifer. Let's go back to some warmer conditions rather than in Montana, where it's in the negatives. And a very nice end to our sunset here across Doak Campbell Stadium. You see nice red hue across the horizon. So very nice end to our Tuesday here. Currently at 73 degrees with, I think it's mostly sunny skies based on the sky cam, with those southerly winds bringing a little bit of that moisture from the Gulf at 6 miles per hour. Temperatures across the region, you can see 73 in Tallahassee, 72 in Quincy. Noticeably cooler in Apalachicola, that southerly wind coming off the cooler Gulf, allowing for cooler air temperatures along the immediate coastline, so 62 down towards Apalachicola. Now the dew points also pretty moderate, but I feel like they're spring-like in terms of these dew points. 63 here in Tallahassee, 61 in Quincy, 59 in Bainbridge and Thomasville, and then 58 down towards Apalachicola. So pretty comfortable dew points in my opinion. Now the wind speed showing you how those winds are coming off the Gulf. That's the reason for the cooler temperatures right along the coast in cities like Apalachicola and East Point. But in the inland locations, that's what's allowing us to stay pretty warm going into the nighttime hours and only cooling down into the middle 50s. Now, that's what our satellite and radar, because of very lack of cloud cover, that's what got us so warm today. That's what made us go up to 78 degrees. And high pressure is over us here in the southeast, allowing this low pressure system to stay to the north over the next few days. And that's going to cause the flooding rain Jennifer just showed you out towards Kentucky and into the Ohio River Valley. This low pressure system out towards Utah, Nevada, that's going to bring along with it a cold front, and that will finally move through our region, ending our warm spell as we head into Friday and into Saturday. Now, for your stargazing forecast tonight, you saw mostly clear skies here in Tallahassee, so perfect night for some star viewing conditions, with that sunset actually happening right now and sunrise happening at 7:26 p.m. with a temperature of 56 degrees. If you want to bring your dog out like Louie back here in the morning, expect some patchy fog like the last few mornings, 57 degrees, with the sun returning as we head into 9 and 11 a.m., warming up to 70, almost 70 by 11 a.m. And your 7-day forecast shows you the warm next 2 days. Take advantage of that before changes happen on Friday with that cold front moving through. It will get cooler on Saturday, but then as we head into next week, that cold front stalls in central Florida and moves back up as a warm front, giving us, yes, warmer temperatures, but along with that comes some cloud and rain. Let's send it back off to the desk with Jennifer and Brantley.
Thank you, Michael. And we are going to go over some types of fogs that we see, type of fog that you might see across the United States, as we do have the chance for fog in the morning hours heading into tomorrow as well as Thursday.
Yeah, we have dense fog advisories popping up all across the southeast today. We have some for Louisiana, Mississippi, the western Florida Panhandle, Alabama, even into Texas. That's because of that really humid air mass is just going to hang over that area for the next 12 hours or so. And temperatures are not going to really cool off. We're going to have high dew points. So we could see a bunch of fog across the southeast and even stretching into the northeast as well.
Yes, that's a result of the temperature being so close to that dew point temperature, and with those southerly winds as a result of that high pressure, we may see fog across most of the southeast. Now, different types of fogs that there are across the United States. I mean, we see fog almost everywhere. Radiation fog does occur mostly in the winter as you have clear skies, nice calm winds. That's typically what we see here in Tallahassee in the morning hours.
Yeah, that's what we're expecting to see tomorrow, but the good news is that fog will clear off very quickly. So as soon as the sun rises and temperatures start to warm back up and get us a little bit farther away from that dew point, we will see the fog clear out very quickly tomorrow.
Yes, and another type of fog that there is across the region, there actually is something called a valley fog. We might not see this here in Tallahassee as we don't really have valleys, but it's when cold air settles into the valley areas and you get that mixing with that dew point temperature, and you're going to actually get some fog in those areas.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen here in Tallahassee anytime soon. We don't have any mountains around us, but it is very interesting. And they also have evaporation fog, which is another really cool type.
Yes.
It's very localized. Sometimes we see that in the summertime, especially along the coast, where we see cold air over a warm surface. So sometimes after like a sea breeze front may cool off the air, the water's still very warm. We could see what is called sea smoke form from that, which is just a type of fog that hangs over.
That's what you see in
marine
marine areas as well. I see that a lot back home in Tampa. We're actually going to send things over to Michael right now. He's going to give us a look at what's going on around Florida.
Yeah, thanks again, Jennifer and Brantley. We're going to continue with these nice warm conditions here in the state of Florida. You can see across the inland areas, it's actually noticeably warmer than the coastal location. That's again because of the cooler temperatures over the Gulf and the Atlantic. So 73 right now in Tallahassee under partly cloudy skies, 76 in Gainesville under clear skies, and 77 in Fort Myers under clear skies. Winds, you can see where the high pressure system is located with very calm winds over the center of it. Southerly winds on the western edge of that high pressure system, and then northerly winds on the eastern edge of the high pressure system. So very light because of that system right over us currently. Now, as we take a look at our dew points, you can see it actually is pretty moderate in terms of our dew points, only in the 50s and 60s. So therefore, the muggy meter, yes, it's kind of a little muggy, but I kind of consider it more spring-like and comfortable, as I said, in our locals. So it is pretty nice outside, and it feels very nice for any of those outdoor activities you have. So satellite radar shows you Florida. The main story is that high pressure system currently located over the center part of the state. This low pressure system, again, out towards Nevada and Utah, will bring a cold front that will drag through northern Florida, stall over central Florida during the weekend, and then just linger around as we go into next week. But in the short term, up until Friday, we will have under that high pressure system. So continue with the mostly clear skies and those warm temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s across the Sunshine State. So for tonight's forecast, we will cool down relatively gradually into the upper 50s, into the middle 50s, 52 here in Tallahassee, 53 in Gainesville, and 58 down towards Fort Myers. So a very pleasant night down towards central and south Florida, as well as in northern Florida. For tomorrow morning, especially along the coast and in northern Florida, have to deal with some early morning fog, but it should burn off very quickly. Clouds will burn off, sun will help to burn off that fog. And so by the time we get into the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock hour, that fog should really burn off. Again, for tomorrow's forecast, expect a similar story to today, where you see 69 here in Pensacola, 77 in Tallahassee, and then especially across the spine of Florida, might actually crack the 80-degree mark. 81 in Gainesville, 80 in Tampa, and 82 in Fort Myers. But for now, we're going to send it off to Brantley with a look at our final local forecast.
All right, thanks, Michael. Here's a look at our almanac for today. We saw temperatures really well above normal. A high today of 78 degrees for Tallahassee. The normal for this time of the year, 66. So we are more than 10 degrees above average. Same for our low. Our low normally around 40 degrees. We saw 50 this morning. So currently temperatures really haven't cooled off very much. Down to 73 for Tallahassee right now. The sun just set a few minutes ago, and now we're seeing partly cloudy skies with winds out of the south at about 6 miles per hour. Temperatures pretty similar across the Big Bend right now. 70 for Thomasville, 71 for Valdosta, 72 for Quincy. Down along the coast, though, temperatures have really cooled off thanks to the Gulf there helping cool things down for them. Dew points very high right now, around 63 degrees, making it feel very damp out there. 61 for Quincy and Thomasville, 58 near Apalachicola. Those dew points may continue to rise as we go into the overnight hours because of this flow off the Gulf of Mexico coming into the inland areas here. But as you move farther north, we start to see the winds switch back around there coming out of the northeast, and they are light and variable as we go into North Georgia. Our satellite and radar looking very clear across Tallahassee, but as you zoom things out, we do see our next system coming with rain over Mississippi and Alabama right now, and a low pressure system near Oklahoma. That's the next cold front that should arrive later this weekend. For tonight, 56 as our low with mostly cloudy skies, areas of fog, but it should burn off very quickly after sunrise tomorrow. But that fog should be lingering through the 8 or 9 o'clock hour, and then after that, we should be smooth sailing with mostly sunny skies. Mild temperatures by noon, around 72 degrees, and then by 4 o'clock, really warm again up to 77. Highs topping out tomorrow in the upper 70s. Along the coast, though, maybe mid-70s, a little bit cooler there. Winds out of the northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and we have a light chop along the waters there. Low tide is going to be at around noon. The week ahead looks very warm as we go into the rest of the work week. 79 for Thursday, low temperatures in the mid-50s overnight. Friday, we're seeing temperatures drop down to the lower 70s, and then our next cold front moves through, and for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, back into the 60s with lows in the 40s. But as we look ahead there, we see temperatures start to rebound again. So maybe that groundhog was right. Maybe we do really have spring coming early this year.
Oh yeah, it feels very similar to this time last year. I remember 2018, one of the warmest Februarys here on record in Tallahassee. Pretty similar start to 2019 for us.
Yeah, so temperatures are just going to be very, very warm, and that is also in part because of the El Nino season, and we will talk about that coming up on tomorrow's show as well. So very warm conditions just for the next few days here, and then we see a brief relief from that back to about what our average is for this time of the year in the 60s, just for the weekend though, and then we're seeing them jump right back up there into the 70s once again.
Yeah, difference between this week and next week. Next week will probably be a little bit more cloudier and rainier just because of that front just lingering around in Florida.
Yeah.
So this week, take advantage of the sunshine.
Yeah, check this out. This here is from NOAA. It's our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. So the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest, we're going to see temperatures a lot cooler than average. And then in the Southeast, we're going to see temperatures warmer than average, stretching up along the Atlantic seaboard there up into places like Pennsylvania and the southern part of New York, seeing that warmer than average area as well, all the way down to Texas. In the middle part of the country, about equal chances of seeing temperatures about what they would normally see this kind of
Yeah, and that really does show how during the next few days, we're just expecting that front to really stall. And Jennifer did point out the flash flood watches and warnings, especially in the Ohio River Valley. And especially up towards Seattle, you saw how much colder it is because of the snow they got the last few days up there.
Yeah, they've seen a ton of snow, and especially in the Northwest this year. We're seeing places like Montana and Idaho seeing a lot of snow, some blowing snow up there. We saw some blizzard warnings for them just last week, and we could see those again with these colder than average temperatures in the next few low pressure systems moving through. So we're going to keep an eye on that as well. And temperatures are just going to be a wild ride for the next several days.
Yeah, exactly. So really enjoy the warm conditions while they last here in Florida. So it's going to be really nice these next few days.
Yeah, so maybe that groundhog was right. I know a lot of people are I hope people don't get too used to these warm temperatures because it is not normal for this time of the year. So hopefully when we do return to normal, people don't think that the winter is coming back, you know?
Yeah, especially with spring, you have to deal with all the whiplash with pretty chilly mornings, and then you get those warm afternoons, and then you might get those cold fronts like we're expecting during the weekend where get a noticeable cool drop in our temperatures.
Yeah, it's not uncommon for us to see temperature differences of 30 or 40 degrees in just a couple of days.
Exactly.
Yeah, so as we go into the next few days, make sure you check us out on social media, on Twitter and Facebook at FSU Weather.
Yeah, and we also are live on YouTube every weeknight at 6 o'clock. There's the URL for you guys.
And we also have Instagram too at FSU Weather. We love to see your pictures, especially if you have, pictures of nice weather. That's always good. We love to see some storms too, but make sure you take pictures from a safe distance.
Yep, exactly. So again, take advantage of these next 2 days with the warm light conditions. So I'm Steve Meteorologist Michael Annan.
And I'm Brantley Kike. Good night.